Hey guys, welcome to the very second episode of the Five Nights at Film podcast. We are so happy with the response we've gotten from the first episode and wanted to thank all of you. We've got a special one for you guys today. Take it away, Lauren.
Sometimes it feels like you never stop talking. Anyway, today we're going to be covering one of my top 10 favourite movies of all time, Megamind.
Before we get this one started, I want to give a huge warm welcome shout out to this episode's sponsor, Matt McGregor. He sent us 5 big boys in British pounds, which is like $8 American. We take less than an hour to record this podcast, so we're already making more than minimum wage. We are going to put a nice, fine, crisp picture of Matt here on the screen, and I want all of you to give him a big old kiss and thank him. Make sure you give him some love in the comments. And you know what, Matt? As a special treat for you being our very first sponsor, you can leave a comment below for the movie you want us to watch next.
Yes, a very special thank you to Matt.
I literally just said that. Did you have to say it again? Like what does it add to the episode? It's just going to bore the viewers. They don't want to hear the same thing over and over.
Anyway, like I said, our movie choice tonight is Megamind. It's an old favourite of mine, and one of the first things I'd like to cover is actually the deeper meaning behind the beginning of the film. From the very start, Megamind is conditioned that the
That's
law is.
But do we want to talk about some news first before we jump into the actual movie analysis? Like we actually spoke about this beforehand. I wanted to bring up the massive success of Dune at the box office. I just think it's important in general. Dune is a non-IP franchise that is blown
Okay, so
up
what
in
do
the
you have to
box.
say about it?
Well, we did talk about Spider-Man. Well, we were gonna, but you fucked it up and didn't watch the trailer.
I'm not gonna watch
No,
the
you
trailer
didn't watch
for a
the
movie
trailer.
that I'm not interested in.
Okay, you know what? No, let's talk a little bit about the first episode.
No, let's
First
talk
of all,
about Dune.
editing was garbage. You
Talk
left in
about
like
Dune.
every bit I asked you to cut out. And what was that picture of Spider-Man?
I found it on
But
Google. It was the
yeah,
first one to come up.
yeah, you found it from lustfulmalecelebs.com.
I don't go on those type of websites, so no, I didn't find it
Okay.
on that.
So Megamind. You actually recommended this movie because for some reason you like it. What about it do you like? I mean, I just thought it was like The Incredibles if The Incredibles were shit.
Okay, well, I'm very offended that you just say that. I absolutely love
Character.
Megamind. What? What was that, sorry?
So Megamind was produced by DreamWorks and it came out 2009. And it's kind of interesting to note when it came out. It came out 2009, 1 year after Iron Man, and it's this
8 years
sort of
after
ahead of it.
9/11.
And it's sort of this fighting satire on the superhero genre before the superhero genre really became what it is today. Now I think it's really, really interesting that this movie, which is supposed to be just a dumb kids movie, which it is, does still manage to kind of criticize the tropes and the themes that Marvel movies and superhero media in general would continue to put out in decades to come. I mean, it's insane. This movie comes out before the Avengers and it manages to still poke fun at it, even though the movie kind of was terrible.
I don't think that the movie was terrible.
Okay, so you don't have anything to say about. Okay. So you started talking about the idea of nature versus nurture, which is presented in the movie, which I think is pretty interesting because
Mm-hmm.
Metro Man, who very interestingly looks like Markiplier, the YouTuber.
Who's that?
Do you know
No, I
he
don't
makes
know Markiplier.
he makes really he makes this cool video about Five Nights at Freddy's. I really like him. He likes milk. He's really cool. He has red hair. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is he the one that dates Jacketsepticeye?
Okay. Um, we're gonna cut this bit out. Why are you trying to embarrass me? You know who Markiplier is. Like, I feel like you're doing this on purpose to try to put me in an awkward spot, and guess what? It's working. And you're just making me look like an idiot in front of everybody again. I'm honestly not having fun. Jesus, it's just supposed to be fun.
It's
Let's
not
just go
my
back.
fault I don't know
Oh,
about your niche Minecraft YouTubers.
you know who Markiplier is. You do.
No, I
If
don't.
you, yes, you do. You've sent me
Why are you
videos of
getting so
Markiplier.
worked up?
It's making me look like an idiot
Just
in front of
mute your
everybody. We
microphone
got
if you're gonna start crying. No one cares. No one cares about male grief.
Matt McGregor fucking paid for this episode, and now he's gonna see this episode and
No.
think we're idiots, and
He's
he's
gonna
not gonna
think you're an idiot. He's gonna comment, Shaun is
let's
fucking
just
stupid and is crying like a
back
baby.
let's just go back to the episode. Matt, don't comment that,
Matt
please.
commented.
He's not gonna listen to this because we're gonna edit this out. Okay. Um. So in the beginning, Megamind he gets raised in a prison, and notably, the prison is only full of white individuals to teach him how to be evil. And when he gets released from this prison, where
Did they teach Megamind to be racist?
this isn't funny, I'm really trying to do something here. Like,
Why
I
did you
get that
have
you
to
think
point out that they're white?
I just noticed it. I thought it was interesting. So very early on in the movie, there's actually a disabled joke where Megamind's talking about how he's the scorn of the earth and how nobody likes him. Okay, let's just take this bit over from the beginning because you need to keep it together. Just mute your mic. You might have to. You ready? You ready? You ready to take?
I'm not editing this out. Keep
Good. Good. We're off to a great start. This is what you paid for, Matt. Um. So yeah, Megamind's talking about how he's a piece of shit and everyone hates him. And there's a
I
part where
don't
they're like
think he
standing
does
against this
that in
brick
the
wall,
movie.
like they're about to be shot, and
He's in front
like
of
the obvious
Megamind's in front of a firing squad,
gets executed. They shoot him and his giant head explodes.
and that's the
No,
movie
but
ends.
yeah, but the joke is that you want to pick the good people for dodgeball. You know, it's the classic setup where it's Megamind and he's next to like this girl with clear genetic disability, and she's on like crutches, and her teeth are all crazy, and her eyes are fucked up. And they pick her, and she like waddles away. And Megamind in the narration is like, "Nobody liked me." And it's just like that was a bit of a low blow, you know.
We feel bad for him at the start. Definitely.
Yeah, you have to feel bad for him, but an interesting twist this movie takes is Megamind. He's not like everyone, you know. He's
He's blue
kind
and
of
has a
likes.
massive fucking head.
Well, okay, he's kind of looks like you, but because you have a massive head, you sometimes look blue. But Megamind, he kind of likes being the outcast. He kind of likes being punished.
Oh
You
my
know,
God!
he's really he's into it,
I
and
think.
like I think that's a really
Okay,
cool
I'm gonna
theme
talk
throughout the
now.
movie. It's
I'm gonna talk now.
gonna be boring and stupid, but go ahead.
From the beginning, yeah. So when he goes to school, we're shown that he very quickly learns that he has good intentions. He tries to be good, but no matter what, he fucks it up. He does something wrong, and then everyone sees him as a villain, and he accepts that being bad is the only thing he can do well. So, like a quote from the film, he's like, "I'm gonna be the baddest boy."
I'm sorry, I don't think I got that one. Do you want to say that a little bit louder?
Um. Yeah, so anyway, he accepts that being bad's the only thing he can do well, so he's like, he has
Kind
to
of like
be the
me.
best at it. So
Yeah,
he kind
so,
of
and he is. He
puts
really is.
himself down that path, I guess, in the beginning.
Well, I mean, it's kind of not his fault because a
Yeah,
big theme of the
because
movie
he's
is that
blue and has a massive ugly head, so they bully him.
it's just okay. A big theme in the movie is that deep inside, he's a good guy. You know, he's like actually a good guy. But the environment he's grown up in, being the prison and his home planet exploding into a million pieces, uh, it kind of sets him up for failure. And
Definitely.
he doesn't just take that and let it dominate him. He wants to be the best failure he can be, and he is. He's this really good villain. He's like 6 years old and he's inventing a
Like,
fucking.
why did they? I'm sorry, but why did they keep him in prison? Like a baby shows up and your prisoners are like suddenly have this blue alien baby, and they just keep him in there as like a child prisoner. That I
I
don't
hate to tell you
understand.
this, but this didn't actually happen.
Oh really?
Yeah. So anyway,
I
jump
thought it was
cut to
based
the
off
modern
a
day.
real story.
That's not a funny. Honestly, I'm not laughing.
Well, it wasn't meant to be funny, so.
Good because it wasn't. Actually, it was really kind of
I actually
cringing.
thought it was really funny when you were crying about me not knowing who Markipliers is, so.
But you do know who it is.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You do. I know you do.
How do you know that I do?
Okay. Okay. Um, moving on. The modern day, we're introduced to the girl that Megamind loves in this movie, and let me tell you what, she is a dime piece. I see her, and I get
What are
flustered.
you talking
Hard to
about?
do.
This is not what we're going to be talking about here.
What am I talking about? This is important.
This is not relevant about your sexual interest in cartoon character Roxanne Ritchie.
Roxanne Ritchie. What a dynamite name for a dynamite gal. Let me tell you what.
You're good. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so at the start of the film, it's very clear Megamind is absolutely obsessed with kidnapping Roxanne Ritchie. We're not really told why, but I
I
feel
think you
like
could
it.
figure out why.
I, f-
I could think of
I
two
feel
good reasons
I
why.
feel like it kind of foreshadows his later romantic interest for her. But to be honest, in the film, we're not really given any reasoning as to why it's her every time, apart from like we're left to kind of make assumptions like that, I suppose.
I think it's based on the superhero trope of the
Damsel in
love and
distress.
yeah, damsel in distress. You know, she's clearly a Lois Lane type character to Superman, Metro Man parallel. Lois Lane's the reporter. She's the reporter. Lois Lane's always getting taken. She's always getting taken. But then it
Mhm.
twists when
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna finish that sentence.
Why would I know what you're gonna say? How I
Well,
can't.
sometimes we do that funny thing where we both say the same thing
Shut
at
the
the same
fuck
time,
up.
and I thought we were just gonna do it here. Um,
Also, something you pointed out, Sean, was that Metro Man is sort of he's obsessed with the fame. He's more so a glorified celebrity. He takes the microphone when he's talking to Megamind so everyone can hear him. It's like he's putting on a show.
yeah, because he doesn't do it out of the good of his heart and his love for the city. He does it. He doesn't do it. It's interesting because Megamind does what he does because of his love of the game. You know, he loves the actual act of being a villain.
Mhm.
Whereas Metro Man, he doesn't love being a hero because being a hero is good for him. He loves it because he gets the fame, he gets the love, he gets he gets Roxanne. The movie is really really good at making you sympathize with who ends up being the villain, Hal,
Mhm.
because Hal loves Roxanne. He's just a really good guy, and unfortunately, he doesn't stack up to all the other assholes in the city. And
I mean,
he's really
I'll be
he's
pretty
interesting.
upset that a girl chose a blue-headed alien instead of
So
me.
would I. And then Hal, he actually gets powers and he gets the body, and she can't see past who he was, and she doesn't end up loving him. And so honestly, can you really blame Hal for becoming evil?
Yes. Just because he's the typical nice guy
Well,
doesn't
what's wrong with that?
it doesn't just because you're nice doesn't mean you're entitled to like a woman.
So what is he just supposed to be like an asshole, and then he
No.
can get all the girls?
He's supposed to be
Well,
a
honestly,
normal
that's
person and face rejection like everyone does in life and then just move on and find another girl who actually like him for who he is.
I'm sick and fucking tired of this narrative.
What do you mean? What narrative?
That if you're just like a good person and this and that, that females will like you, but that's not true. They just love the asshole jocks who have big muscles, big money, clout, love rap music. They don't like Smiths fans like me.
Well, that
And it's kind of bullshit.
well on Megamind that's not true because she says, remember, to Megamind, she's like, Metro Man was never my type. I'm more into the nerdy guys. So
But she doesn't mean it because she doesn't fuck a nerdy guy in that movie.
she
She ends
does.
up getting with Mega Man, the big hero at the end.
She fucks Megamind.
No, she doesn't.
She was going on dates with Bernard.
So
She
one thing
thought
that's
he was
really interesting
Bernard.
about the movie is there's a lot of licensed music. There's not really an original score to the movie. There is, but it kind of leans on the crutch of like AC/DC's Black and Black, Back in Black. Fucked it up again. God damn it.
You do that a
God,
lot, you know. You make my job really hard. You
I'm
constantly
falling
make
apart.
mistakes,
I'm
Sean.
falling apart at the seams.
How good do you think I am at editing? How am I supposed
I
to
have to
edit
be
this
at
out?
rehab in 8 hours. 8 hours. And I'm talking about fucking Megamind. How am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do any of this?
This was your choice, Sean.
Speaking of choice, one of the common themes in the movie is the importance of choice over destiny. The whole time, Megamind keeps thinking that he doesn't have a choice. He has to be the villain. He has to be evil. But when he gives Hal the powers, he sets everything up perfectly for Hal to be a hero. So the way Megamind views the world, he's like, okay, well, the circumstances dictate that Hal will be a hero, so he will. But Hal doesn't become a hero, he becomes a villain. And in that, Megamind sees, oh my god,
You can make your own choices, you know. You're not forced to go upon a set path.
just like when I told you I liked you, you said for me to kill myself.
You
But that's
didn't
not
you
that's not important. Um,
didn't have to bring that up.
okay, well, it literally happened like an hour ago while we were watching the movie. We were watching the movie and Megamind said to Roxanne, I love you. And I was like, that's kind of like us. And you sent me a picture of a dead person and says, I really wish this was you. Like we were in the same voice call and you still sent me that message.
I don't think I did that, Sean. Are you off your meds again?
So another cool part of the movie is Metro Man and Megamind both kind of having this love for this love for the girl, and they're two sides of the same coin. I thought of that myself actually.
No, you didn't.
And anyone can be a hero, even Megamind, even me, even someone like me who's broken can be a hero.
So, Roxanne and Megamind at the start, the reason why they're united in the first place is because they're both mourning Megaman's death, and that is why I said the phrase that
Guys,
Sean just stole off me. Two
if I'm
sides
acting
of the
really weird
same.
right now, guys, I'm actually not the Sean from last episode. I'm his roommate. Um the real Sean, he'll be back the next episode. So just don't ever talk about him being weird and upset this episode. Okay?
So yeah, they're united. Megamind and Roxanne are first brought together, united by their love of Metro Man. You know, two sides of the same coin. Megamind is mourning him because now that once he's killed Metro Man, Megamind has no real purpose. He feels lost. He has nothing to do with his life.
Megamind loved the game, yeah. And then when the other player of the game is removed,
I was fucking talking.
sorry.
It's fine. You can go ahead.
Um, I don't. I wasn't really paying attention to the movie. I couldn't. My eyes were. Um.
Okay, well let's have a
Can we
look at your
just? Can we just?
notes.
Can we just end this
Roxanne tamed
episode?
the monster is something you've written down here. Can you explain to our audience what that means?
Um. I just really want to stop doing this episode.
Why? I don't understand what the problem is.
Just hard.
We're talking about Megamind.
I don't like this movie. It's boring and stupid. I wanted to watch something cool like Donnie Darko, but no, we couldn't watch that. We couldn't watch A Cure for Wellness. We can't watch anything I want to watch. Let's just thank you guys for watching this episode. Um, that's all, folks. The real Shaun will be back next week. Thanks Matt for sending us £5. Next week we're gonna talk about another movie.
And that's all,
Just
folks.
turn it off. Just turn it off, please. Just please. Okay.